brought to the dungeons, they were sent to a village in Ghana here. The name of the village is Asen Masu. I don't know what that's going to mean. Yeah, from here to that village, almost 2 hours drive. There's a river there. That was where the slaves were shipped. They had their last bath before they were brought here. As I'm speaking, the river is still there. Many, many years ago, 2 people were reburied there, but now they have added more. But initially, they were 2. One African American and one Jamaican. Their names are Samuel Carson and Madame Crystal. They died outside this country, they were buried. But when Ghanaians were celebrating the first Emancipation Day, their mortal remains were exhumed. And according to the history, many people witnessed the exhumation of their remains. Now, they brought their remains back to this country. And then the other castle, Cape Coast Castle, then they performed a ceremony for them. And after the ceremony, they sent their remains back to where the slaves had their last bath to be reburied. And they did that to honor them because they were fighting for the Africans in terms of racism and so many other things. That's what they did that. So we call the river in our own language, in our local language, we call the river Donkonsio. But in English, it's Slave River.
Is there a building like this in memory of that place and where you're talking about?
There are tours that can also go there. There are tour guys, we are building there.
Okay.
There are tour guys who also do tour. A lot of tourists go there. I've been there with groups several times.
Okay.
It's open to everyone, you can go there. But one thing is that sometimes when visitors come there, some of them do not get a chance to see the river, maybe due to time constraints. And slave trade also lasted more than 400 years. So we cannot use 45 to an hour to narrate everything. And sometimes when visitors come here, because they will not get the chance to see the river and they want to know more, they ask of materials about the whole stuff. So there are a lot of books that they sell here. But normally there's this book that we recommend. We have Indigenous Slavery in Ghana, written by a Ghanaian female professor. You can get the Slave River and many other things in. And also there's a pen drive that has a history, the video of this castle, Slave River, and also the other castle and other forts. Okay. They sell them here. So when you get there, they still have it. I think you can get some to help us to know more if we are not able to get to. Now, this is Dutch, and it's old Dutch. When Dutch were here, one of their governors died, so they wrote this to remember the governor. The governor is from Zeeland, which is one of the provinces in Netherlands. He was the last Director General over the north and south coast of Africa. The governor arrived here on the 16th of January, 1758, and he died 12th of March, the same year when he was 41 years old. It's a tribute written by a priest. The name is A. Andresi. The priest is from Viera, and this is a village in Zeeland. What the priest is saying is that when this governor was alive, he was very humble, he was honest and God-fearing.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Help us, Lord. Help us, Yahweh.
That he worships. Now, we have 2 separate cells here. We are going to compare the cells. So we all move to the one with the metal gate. When we are out, we see the other one. And look, this is a mission statement of the whole tour of the castle. Have you seen it? It's a mission statement.
Everlasting memory, anguish of our ancestors. May those who died rest in peace. May those return find their roots. And may humanity never again perpetuate such injustice against humanity. We the living vow to uphold it.
Now, let's move inside this one.
Sorry.
No, I'll wait with you, because we've been in. Yeah, we've been in.
Are you not going?
No.
No, we are comparing the cells.
Okay.
Want to know the difference?
I believe you.
Yeah. Want to know the
Oh,
difference?
you want me to go?
You go if you want to
Okay,
go.
have it.
I'm
Get in the
I'm not going.
Let's stay in the shade. Let's stay in the shade.
I'm in the shade.
So you can see how small and convoluted this one is.
Now,
He didn't lock the
this was a cell for the European soldiers, not for the slaves. They said some of the European soldiers went out without permission. Some were drunk and they were disturbing, and they were in this one as punishment. Later they will be released. That is why you can see the cell is well ventilated. Let's see the other one.
Here's another small. It's totally dark in here. So he should be there.
Now, this was a cell for the slaves,
You can tell
those
it's all
who were
dark.
struggling for their freedom. Today, we may call them the freedom fighters, like those who tried to escape, those fighting the masters to be released. They were in this one, no food, no water until you die. So this was a death or condemned cell for the slaves. That is why in front of this cell, there's a crossbone and a scar. I don't know whether you saw it.
Oh Lord. That's
It
the
almost looks
death.
like a skull.
It is.
Yeah. They went in there to have a house. How long did they stay in?
See the exit head over the thing.
So we are now going
Okay.
on the second floor, which we know this is where the soldiers and the governor most likely is on the third floor. We're on the second floor. So we're on the second floor. They've turned into an art, but I'm sure they're gonna tell us what's really the case. So this was the boardroom that they've turned into the store. Then here's the balcony.
When you are here, you can see Cape Coast Castle back. The weather is not clear, like you see it at the tip of the sea. But the weather is not all that.
Each castle had its own governor.
Yes.
Okay. So this right here. And you can see the Cape Coast one across there.
She went to that one.
He said these signs mean that they weren't Christian, which we know a lot of them weren't. Okay, this is the governor's bedroom here. It's cooler up here, as you can see. Windows. He can look out.
So in all, the governor enjoyed 12 windows for one person. We have 8 windows here, 3 over there, and another one.
So this is the governor's headquarters up here. So this is his sitting room, and they were saying how many windows he has. It's very cool up here for him. Officer Mess. As you'll see up here, it says the governor's headquarters. So, Officer Mess is their meeting. So they would go down to the first floor.
Yeah, so this was the selected woman came up to the governor's bedroom.
Oh, these are the stairs.
Yeah, so that was where he was trying to make the selection.
So this is where the women
Choose one
came
of the
up
women.
to have raped the
and
women.
up here to the bedroom.
In chains.
So maybe I better watch
They clean her up first.
What those symbols mean?
The circle means eternity and the triangle is perfection.
Eternity and perfection.
As in like infinity.
The bricks are yellow, that meaning they will be perfect. Now let's continue.
This says Governor's Kitchen up here.
So this is the governor's kitchen, and that is the chimney. The whole place for one governor. Let's continue.
Zion. There is then there's Psalm 132 up here.
Dutch Reformed Church or the Protestant Church.
This is their church.
The Dutch way of their church.
On top of the women.
And they wrote this one. This is called protection. Zion is the Lord's.
You see the boats out here, little boats, because they would take the slaves in the little boats because they couldn't get it close enough to get them to the ships.
Let's continue. Now please mind your head. Watch your head.
Y'all all right? Okay.
Good?
Uh-huh.
Now let's have a look. The square diagram that you see, that's a compass. Can you see it? Yeah. Navigational compass for direction. This one, and then at that time they
That's
put
the compass.
pole at the center. They use the shadow of the pole at the time. This, there's a sun dial at the same time. Navigational compass. And this moves the fill water from here up to the end. The bridge that you see, it's a drawbridge. It can easily lift it up close the entrance.
to have water
We'll get a chance.
around here where these trees are.
The name is Fort St. Jago. That built it in 1665. Military men were up to protect this castle and inland. And some of the buildings you see were built by the Europeans for the women who got pregnant. Later, the locals renovated some of them. Today, we are using them as their own. We're going to take just one minute. Yeah, this means that.
And that's the tour.